Today I'm going to show you how I make these one-off vines. They're made with solid copper, sheet and wire, and the tubing is what some of the plumbers use and have used. Each piece is completely unique. Over here then I'm going to add this portion of the vine to this is how I join them. If you notice that they're two different sizes, this is because I'm using old stock of items. Eye protection and my mask on. This is my liquid flux, and I'm going to add a butterfly to this part. I'm going to finish off cutting out my butterfly. It's a bit awkward because I like to get different shapes on things, so although I've got a drawn outline, I won't necessarily cut it to exactly the same, and I've got to hold this otherwise you can get yourself cut. So that's my butterfly. So I'm visualising where I want the second piece of wire to go to hold it in place. I'm using a piece of wire that has been used before, and I'm wrapping it around, and I'm leaving a piece at the end. It's not quite long enough what I've left, but I'll just reposition it there like that. Now this will actually be soldered in place, but I need this piece of wire to go inside the centre of the butterfly to keep it in place. Then there's going to be a second piece of wire that is the other end of the butterfly. Now I want the butterfly to face, the head to face that way. I have a second piece of wire which is slightly thicker, which I've already curved round in one part, and I'm just going to use my strength to bend round these pieces of wire so they'll look like antennae, and then I like them to go opposite ways. So I have two, and then I'm going to attach the head to the main part and twist it again like that. That's going to be the head. Then you have the body part going through the centre. These are soldered in place, and then that's ready for the other side, and then that's fine, that's all soldered. Butterfly will go in there, and then the small piece of wire that's there will be used to attach the butterfly with another little bit of tubing in the middle of each of those. Now I'm not going to attach it yet because I'm going to do more soldering, and because I'm doing more soldering that would heat up the butterfly and then destroy all the colour that's there at the moment. I'm going to cut a piece of tubing, and to do that I use a mini cutter, and I'm going to just work out the length I want about there. Moving a bit. Yep, there we are. That's it. So that's that done with. And the rest. And then that's going to be the centre of the butterfly. Like that. And then I will fix that hole in that tube, like that, and then the bottom half will go in that side. I won't fix it in now, but I'm just making sure that it's the right length that I want. All of these leaves are the ones that I'm using old leaves. These have deteriorated over time. They started off like this when they're first made, but over time the green ages and the copper goes more lifelike. When it's had about 10 years life, it goes this lovely distressed sort of aged look, and I found if I wanted to solder more things I have to have a clean surface. So in cleaning it I uncover the older aged metal, and I don't want it pristine and clean, because when I actually finish off soldering and everything I'm often bending the leaf to look more lifelike. See, you can see every single leaf is unique. To attach these leaves I'm going to use 1/2 of that original wire. I'm just going to twist it round exactly the same way as I did with the tubing. Just going to bend it round, give it a pull, and then I'm going to squash it as well with the pliers, because I want it to stay in place while it's being soldered. I have older pieces here that have been aged in the same way, and to save time I have pre-cleaned that one. So that's the before and after look on those two. I'm going to attach now. What am I going to do? No, I'm going to attach a different one, a shorter one I think. Yeah, that's better. That's a shorter one. I'm going to attach these two together. So just like in nature you get extra pieces like bell vine wrapping round plants. Ivy does grow with itself together. So now what I'm going to be doing is soldering these two pieces together. So I'm going to have solder on this piece, that piece, in the middle, there and there. So I'm going to get some leaves to fit on there, that one and that one. That one's better to fit in there. And then I'm going to go for one there. So I'm going to need to move those out the way for the moment. So I'm going to bend them in the hope that's fine. And then I'm going to bend this one very slightly. And then I can re-bend them when I'm finished. There goes my flux on first. Start with the middle ones. Okay, now I've realised I've got this facing the wrong way. I prefer to see the stems. So all I've got to do is to twist it round. There we go. And then that's more what I want. So I'll just position those there and then see what they look like. I'll reposition the butterfly as well, just to see that there's enough room for you to see all of the leaves and things. Right, now, so we've got another edge to do here, and we've also got some more leaves to put on. So I reckon 2 of those there. Just so I'm going to place them there to have a look. I think that will be better. Yeah. So that will, yeah, and then I've got one more fitting to put in here. I'm going to add in this last portion to the vine to finish it off on this end. So I'm going to be soldering that piece in. Right. Try that. I'll have to wait for a minute or two. Yep, that's soldered. There we are. I can see that staying put. So, butterfly was going in there. One more leaf. One more leaf. I've cut out a flat piece of metal, and to make it domed shape I've put it in the nearest thing I've got to a proper thing is this pestle and mortar that I've had for years. So I've bent it, and then you drill it. Don't do it the other way round, otherwise the holes won't work. But next I'm drilling, because I'm making the centre of my flower, I'm going to drill, I'll drill over this hole. There we go. And then I use my pliers to make my COVID tops, which are 2 twists of wire squashed together and then tilted. So I've bent the back, that's the back. Then I cut off the piece I wanted. Do my 2 twists, 1 and 2. And then I could probably use these wire better. There we are. And that's my COVID centres. So I have pre-made my centre. When I was designing the flowers, I was making a centre for them, and I was thinking on all of the troubles we've had, because it's now July 2020, and I wanted to have a centre to the flowers. And I thought about the COVID-19 bug what's the word?
Virus.
Virus, that's it. And when I'm making these, I thought if I used a COVID centre to my flour, and it would remind us all of all the troubles and things we've had over the last few months, but it will be a pleasanter reminder when you're looking at a flour centre. And then my centre goes into the flour piece. And then maybe have one petal just about opening on there. So that's one type of flower you can have, and there's 2 or 3 different shape flowers you can have. That's my piece of wire. I'm going to push down. Ugh, there we go. That's as far as it's going to go in that one side, and then the same goes with the other piece that's here. I'm going to push it in place. Now, because I've got a little bit of extra wire here, I'm literally bending it over, and then I'm going to move it out the way. There we are. So that butterfly, now the centre that's it, is in line with the head, and it won't go anywhere. It will flutter in the breeze, but it won't actually fall away. It won't fall anywhere. So now I've got my assembled vine, and I'm going to insert it, and then when it's assembled, that's it, and that's the finished vine. I've got saddle clips that go round the tube, and then you have one drill hole to screw it to a wall or wherever you want it attached. Because this is a single piece, you'd attach one piece as you go, insert it, add your saddle clip, drill your hole, attach it to the wall. That's the nice thing about the design as a whole, is that you can cover over your saddle clips. You can bend it so that if you've got a grade 2 listed building and you cannot drill into a brick, then you can just drill these and bend the vine to any shape you wish, so that you can follow a shape, if you want an S shape or a circle, or if you want it to attach to a greenhouse like I have. You have pre-drilled holes, so we had to bend the vine to fit. While I'm attaching this, you can notice that it makes a rustling noise when it's in the wind, and even while it's attached to a wall, you will get the soft rustle of the metal, and it sort of brings it to life. I've heard people say how much they like it. Always sounds as if it's evolving on its own. It's lovely to have something that's not just visually nice, but it sounds nice, and it was quite an unusual thing. didn't realise it for weeks. That's what the noise was I could hear.